Lizzie, you asked me what kind of music do I listen to? Well, I listen to all kinds of music, and I don't really feel like discussing it all, so I'm just going to talk about one band, my favorite band, and the greatest band in the world, the Aquabats. The Aquabats are amazing. They are the greatest band of all time, in my opinion. They started out as a sort of a ska punk band, and in recent times they've moved to a more post-punk sound, and to be honest, I prefer the post-punk to the ska, mostly because it has the synthesizer sound in it, as opposed to the trumpet, or the brass section I should say. Maybe I'm retarded for thinking that, but I prefer their new stuff better. It's much more enjoyable to listen to. Their old stuff is great, don't get me wrong. I love the Aquabats no matter what. New stuff is better. That was the sound of a Skype message. So now that I've talked about that, I'm going to talk about what I wanted to talk about, which is what happened Friday night. From my video, you should have noticed that I was in a hurry to get out and go enjoy myself. And at the end of the video, it was like 2 in the morning when I got home, and I had to finish it then and then upload it because it failed before and blah, 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 blah. And I want to discuss it because it was a night I will never forget. So here's the story. In order to protect the identities of people who probably don't want their names mentioned in a video on the internet, I'm going to give them code names. So me and my friend, let's call him Skippy. We're going to call him Skippy. Me and Skippy went to pick up Fizzbitch, who I was talking to on the phone, and our original plan was to go to somewhere else, but that fell through because a certain someone never called us back. So me, Skippy, and Fizzbitch went to Blast's house, and we were just hanging out there for a little bit, watching a little King of the Hill. You know, talking about Mike Judge and his whole deal, and discussing TV in general, and we had a nice conversation. Me, Fizzbitch, and Blast. While Skippy and Blast's sister went out to get a certain substance. And then they came back with that certain substance. We went up in Blast's sister's room, and Skippy, Blast, and his sister all started using the substance. I couldn't because, as I said before, I'm going to get piss tested in a little while. So I'm off for a bit. And Fizzbitch doesn't use that substance. Blast, Skippy, and Blast's sister were all using the substance while we were listening to music, and we were just sort of talking. We were just talking all night. We talked and we talked, and they discussed politics. Blast likes to discuss politics. That's his thing. He's wicked conservative, and I consider myself a moderate, or maybe a liberal-leaning moderate. Most of the time I just don't care. I don't believe in the political system as it is right now. But we were discussing, and eventually Blast's sister brought out her sketchbook and started drawing. And, you know, we handed out bits of paper to everyone, and we all started drawing. And we were all just sitting around in a circle, sitting comfortably, listening to cool music, talking and drawing. And it was fucking awesome. We just did that for hours on end. Draw, talk, listen to music, in Blast's sister's room at like 1 in the morning. And it was great. I'm never going to forget that night. It's just one of those things that's just going to stick with me throughout my entire life, and I'm just going to tell that story to my kids, my grandkids. I'm just going to tell them about the night I was up at 1 in the morning drawing with Blast's sister Skippy and Fizzbitch using a substance and listening to music just all night. And that's what we did. And it was fun as hell. What I drew is up on my wall. I'm just going to show you that right now. Get you right up close to it. I drew that. The yin-yang symbol. All cool and symbolized. The other thing that's next to it and down here. These are all ones I've drawn before. I draw these quite a lot. I usually keep them in a notebook, but I recently decided to hang them up on my wall. So that's that. So that was my Friday night, and it was awesome. What, if any, instruments do you own? And do they have names? I, personally, own this. This is my synthesizer. I play it a little bit. I'm not great. I only know like a couple chords, a couple chord progressions. Nothing close to a song. But I know I can play it, and it can create some interesting sounds, and I like using it, messing around with it. It's got this cool microphone thing. Oh, and I can use it to alter my voice and make it sound like a robot or a devil or all sorts of stuff. So, that's my synthesizer. It doesn't have a name, though I feel like I should give it a name. So, a supplementary question, what should I call my synthesizer? To repeat myself, what instruments do you have, and do they have names? I look forward to your video.